So 2022 has seen a number of key renewable developments. We've had Europe's energy market suffering as a result of Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine, the acceleration of Africa's wind and solar sectors, as well as the launch of offshore wind auctions in the United States and Australia. This map depicts the number of ongoing and planned energy transition projects that we've been capturing and reporting on here at Enverus over the last year or so. And in Europe, considerable progress has already been made since the 2020 EU Green Deal announcement, which is aiming to make Europe the world's first climate neutral continent by 2050. But the big question is, how is energy transition being affected by Russia's continuing war? This past May, for example, we've had the launch of the Repower EU initiative, which is aiming to drastically reduce dependence on Russian oil, as well as doubling solar capacity on the continent by 2025. Another sector which is really beginning to take off and increase energy dependence is offshore wind. And earlier this year, development of offshore wind for the EU became a central goal when Belgium, the Netherlands, Denmark and Germany all signed up to a pledge to develop 150 gigawatts of new capacity in the North Sea by 2050. Germany also announced that it will start to hold annual 4 gigawatt offshore tenders from 2027 onwards, and Denmark has plans to launch a North Sea tender for the world's first artificial energy island this coming spring, which is targeting 10 gigawatts of renewable capacity by 2040. So it's no wonder why the likes of BP are beginning to open offshore wind offices in the country for the first time, and it's showing no signs of stopping there. Turning to Africa now, this continent lays claim to around 60% of the world's best solar resources, and we're now beginning to see these projects making some significant headway and securing financing. And whilst there's still quite a disparity in terms of NOC versus IOC development in the renewable sectors, the African Development Bank and the World Bank have really helped kickstart Africa's energy transition. And as an example, both banks are currently involved with Niger's first ever wind project, beginning development of the 250 megawatt Savannah Tarka wind power station. It's also worth mentioning at this point the great strides that have been made with Australia's wind sector. Earlier this year, the Australian government announced its very first offshore energy zones, with several gigascale projects already in development, including Copenhagen Infrastructure Partners' 2 gigawatt Star of the South and Corio Generation's 2.5 gigawatt Great Eastern Wind project already in the pipeline. Equally, we cannot understate the significance of the US launching the first in a series of planned offshore federal sales. These are two offshore sectors to definitely watch over the next few years. So I hope you found this video interesting. Naturally, the news is changing all the time, so much of it might already be out of date by the time you're watching this. And to make sure that you always have the very latest energy transition news at your fingertips, please subscribe to our Energy Transition Scout reports. And you can contact businessdevelopment@enverus.com if you would like to learn more. Thanks for watching.